Hello there, welcome to my new video for the last spell. In this one I got 10 tips and tricks for the economy and base building in the game. Most of these things are super easy to apply and will most likely make your runs a lot easier, and I hope that I can show you a couple of things that you didn't know already. Let me know in the comments which ones you found most useful or which ones you use and haven't been featured here, because I'm all ears to learn more and everybody has the most of this video if we can browse and learn a lot of here. So with that being said, let's get started with number one. So in this game, gold mines are amazing, and so are the scavengers, but I personally favor the gold mines a lot. So you see, you can put workers in here to excavate 40 gold per night, and this thing produces on its own up to 40 gold per night. The only downside about gold mines is you can only have 3 of them, but really, if you can try to funnel the construction of these buildings in every run as quick as possible, it's really worth to procrastinate most things to increase your income as fast as possible there. So gold mines are amazing. And what about the scavenger camps, you might ask yourself? Well, scavenger camps are the same as gold mines, but I don't prefer them as hard because construction material, well, I rarely run into the hard need of these, but if you can manage it room-wise, it's the same logic here. You get free materials. Even if you don't invest any workers into it, you can expand your base by just possessing these. Therefore, really, rush gold mines and scavengers. Scavengers are not as important as gold mines. Gold mines are really, really amazing because they enable you to do so many more things, and that's why this is number one tip for me. Rush the gold mines. Number 2 is regarding the inn, and this is a really, really important building as well. It's quite costly, and my really high recommendation is, as soon as your gold income is okay, means you have your gold mines, rush that in and hire yourself heroes as quick as possible. The thing is, the game goes from hard to quite easy the more heroes you have, quite literally, you know, and you can upgrade the total amount of heroes on the inn. So at the end of the night, it makes so much of difference if you're running 3 heroes or 6 heroes per night. And well, the faster you get yourself your inn, the faster you can have access to these. But by all means, invest first into your survivability. Don't go ham on the inn when you're not surviving the next night. But it is a high priority thing, because the longer you procrastinate the end, the lower chances to survive. So let's get on over to number 3, and that's regarding defensive structures. They are amazing, and Ballistae are really, really cool. Catapults are really cool. Traps are really cool. So Ballistae, I use them here near the town center to catch all the intruders that want to get close to the circle. The game has a lot of baddies that like to rush past your defenses, and it's really cool to have these Ballistae, and they back up your dudes quite well too. The catapults, they offer you a really huge radius little AoE support attack. I really enjoy these guys because when your plans fail, it can be so amazing to have these guys backing you up when the propagation bounced wrong, or you just had a brain fart and planned your turn wrong. This can do so much for you. So let's get on over to number 4, and that's the Seer. The Seer is an amazing thing, and you should put it up as soon as you have all the rest of your economy, namely income and the inn together, because it's really, really that good. It allows you to push back the fog, which means the enemy will have to cross more room to get towards you, and you also get the ability to use your workers to do this. So you get an impression where you need to focus your people. The deeper you get into the nights, the more important it grows to know these things, because really it just goes so important to know where you have to have your people. So that's pretty nice to have, and the Seer is therefore number 4. Also, these previous tips, you could see them all in a descending order of priority as I rush them to keep my base quite slick and efficient. So let's get on over to number 5, which is the next point. And well, okay, this is breaking the order of things. Houses. Houses. You should really build your houses as soon as you have your gold mines together, because houses allow you to have more workers. And what's even better, you can upgrade the houses to have even more workers. Here we're sitting at 12 of them, and therefore I long time ignored how powerful it is to rush houses early and upgrade them as fast as possible, because, you know, it can cascade into you build a house, then you can activate the gold mine again. Then you can build another house, then you can activate the gold mine again, then you can upgrade the next house, then you can activate the next gold mine again. Sometimes you can do so much by just expanding from gold mines together with houses, so these have a tremendously high synergy. So gold mines and houses go hand in hand, and you should always force them as quick as possible. So basically, if you can survive it, just funneling all your money into these structures first, gold mines and houses, go for it. If not, invest into these things that you need to have, like the inn or more defensive structures beforehand. So let's get over to number 6. It's all about the money. So I really can't stress out how important gold is in this game, and that's why I'm putting it on an entirely own list. You can do so much with gold in this game. Therefore, wherever you can acquire gold, think about if you want to pick it up. Here, when you scavenge for resources, you can have either 40 gold or 2 items. It's up to you what you go for, but I want to emphasize all the upgrades in this game for the buildings are paid with gold. The more gold you have, the more upgrades you got. The more upgrades you got, the more powerful your heroes are, and that makes the game altogether easier. So optimize that gold income even beyond these things with houses and gold mines, because you can scavenge and deconstruct buildings, and really, the more gold you have, the faster you can develop your fortress, your city. But never do it in such extent that you don't power up your heroes with it. Never expand just for the sake of expansion. Always have a certain goal in mind. New gear for your heroes, new shop and the likes. So let's get over to number 7, because that's a good thing here. Let's talk about the item shops and what I think about them. So I recommend them as something to put your spare change into. These shops produce items per night. You can upgrade them to produce better items per night. This activates for all shops on the entire map, so all your different shops go over the same upgrade. And therefore, whenever I have gold left over that I don't know where to put it, I invest into these shops, because they make my people more powerful, because I can just choose stuff here that I can get for free, and most importantly, I have a selection of 3 by these. This increases my chances of getting something good really, really well, because unlike the regular shop, these things here, you know, here I get this selection, but I have to pay for everything. I really like the free selection there for the sake of getting exactly what I want. So beyond that, don't stress them out too much. I really use them only for the sake of getting rid of gold where I don't know where to put it anymore. It doesn't happen too often, but when you have it, it really pumps up the gear of your people. So number 8 goes over to the workers. Workers are an amazing resource, and utilizing them wisely is something that I cannot stress out enough. You will several times struggle with where to put them, whether to deconstruct buildings that are in your way or salvage for more materials, but whatever might be the case, use your workers to fill the gaps that are between you and your strategy. Need more items? Use your workers to scavenge for items. Need more gold? Use your workers to deconstruct monsters and buildings. Need more materials? You know what I mean. So overall, the workers are your ways and means to go into the direction where you need to, and therefore max out their number, and also max out the opportunities that will help your strategy. Like the more different places you have to put your workers into, the more adaptive you can be to the situation. So workers are amazing, really. Use them and think about where you use them, because you have at the end of the day, 12 charges to push your strategy to success with that. So number 9 is something for the base design, and that's what I call leave a maintenance corridor. Here I did a really bad job at it. As you see here, there's sometimes patches of the city where nobody can really walk well through. So when you're designing your buildings, try to keep one strip free where your people can travel through. Over the course of the game, you get access to various ways and means to mitigate these situations. If you end up with a city like I have it here, just think about scrolls that offer teleport. They can be bought quite often in the gear shop. There are also items that offer the skill as well. And also later in the game, you can also build gateways that allow you to teleport from one point to another in the city. These are ways and means to mitigate these things. But actually, if you think ahead in constructing your stuff, you can keep one crossroads free where your people can travel through, because it's really useful when your dudes can go from one front, like this front here, when it's done, over to that one to reinforce people. And the better you have organized your buildings, the easier it gets. And if that doesn't suffice, teleportation is a really awesome ways and means to fill these gaps, because, you know, logistics is key. Now, last point on the list, number 10, goes to the temples and the mana wells, because I really want to recommend them. They are super powerful. For one, the mana well gives you the opportunity to restore the mana of one of your heroes for free per night. That alone is pretty amazing, but each production phase, each mana well increases the maximum mana of all your heroes by 1. And the temple does a similar thing. And this is something which makes it so worth having them. So basically, when you can afford them after your economy is running and everything is going well, I'd strongly recommend to have these. It's just good to have them. Your people will get beefier and beefier with every night without you investing any resource. And the temple has 1 healing per night for free. So if ever one of your strategies goes bad, you can heal up, or it allows you to play more aggressively and put your melee dudes into more harm's way, because you know you can't heal it up in the next night. These buildings are amazing, and it's easy to underestimate how powerful it is to get that extra maximum resource pools per night, because they only do that ever so recently, if I remember correctly. If you're coming from the early access, this might be even new to you, and therefore it's powerful to have them, use them. And that's all I have for this video. I hope there were a few things among them that were helpful for you, and feel free to leave me your comment down below what you thought, what you think about the game, whatever. I'd love to hear from you folks. Leave a thumbs up on that video if you found it helpful. It makes it more accessible and findable for everybody else. And of course, consider subscribing. It helps the channel a lot. And if you hit the bell thing, you stay updated with all the daily videos that are being published on my channel. Big thanks to all the supporters of the channel. There are so many helpful things happening on Patreon, PayPal, and Buy Me a Coffee. I really appreciate every single one of them, and I'd be delighted if you'd give them a look. If not, well, thanks for watching, and I hope you have a really good time with the next one. I really appreciate people watching even ad rolls from me, so have a wonderful time, and see you next time.